The sun is shining today, although it's a late October day, but I'm in a good mood. So welcome back to the very epic game, the latest game released by Creative Assembly, Troy Total War. We are in the Ajax historical campaign on veteran difficulty. We finally made a breakthrough after that debacle of sending Ajax back to Sparta to confront that challenger, that paragon, that really set us back, because taking Ajax out of the fight for so many game turns really opened up our regions for enemy attacks, and it's basically not having Ajax and the fight for more than 10 game turns. That's really, his army is just invaluable. So here's again the situation. Nothing much has changed from the previous game turn. We are at game turn 126. We're nearly done with this game turn. So there's nothing much new I could say. Basically, it looks like in terms of territories, we and our allies have slightly stronger strength, slightly more territories than our enemies. There are some undecided neutrals which are likely to go over to the Trojans eventually. And our allies have been kind of useful, but we still have to bear the weight of the campaign, and without Ajax in the game, this is really very hard. In terms of other things, we have low-level called Divine Will for 4 of the gods. We took down Ares. We're going to rebuild him in the forthcoming game turns. We took him down. We're rebuilding all his buildings. He was at 90, but now he's down to 0. From next game turn, the situation will improve. And we need to do something with Tusa, but to be honest, I'm not really sure what. By the way, I need to give Hephaestion armor to the Amazons here. So, because this guy needs to retrain some units, so one thing we could do is send him down to retrain his units. Keep Ajax, did I say Tusa? Keep Ajax up here to defend his regions. And when he has retrained his units, he could come back here and relieve Ajax. So that's a kind of a plan. We could do that. And then bring some more units to Ajax, get some better units and so on. That's a kind of a plan. Why don't we do that? So that's for next game turn. Another thing that I noticed is if we go back to the generals, if we look at Tusa, and we will look at his battle ability. So if you check here, he got 1 Chronos cycle in one of the battles. This was the cycle of Kronos, who was the father of Zeus and the son of Uranus. So Uranus and Gaia gave birth to Kronos, whose name means time, and then Kronos gave birth to Zeus. So Zeus was the son of Kronos, and we won Kronos cycle. So that's quite something. That's like as important as having Zeus cycle or something like that. It's very important. And he has that. However, if you look at what it gives plus 10% armor piercing damage of hero. Initially I assumed that applies also to missiles. And he's got the Tusa Bowman. But the Tusa Bowman, 49. If you check some of the other, he has a unit of Tusa's Bowman in his army. They have 67. So his ordinary unit gets buffs from those buildings, those yellow buildings that we're building everywhere. Like we have one here in Salamis. Here. Yeah, there's, what is it? It was called Ajax Retinue Building. So that gives buffs, among else, to Tusa's Bowmen. So ordinary Tusa's Bowmen get these buffs. So the ordinary Tusa's Bowman has 67. missile attack. Tusa himself, who has a unit Tusa bowman, doesn't get this buff. And doesn't get the buff from Chronos Cycle either. The Chronos Cycle only applies to the melee attack of... where is he? Yeah, sorry. The melee attack of his unit. So let's have a look again. So his melee attack, what is it? It's 94. So it has this sword signal, sword whatever. So there's a sword here. So this sword, what is it? The sword icon only applies to the melee damage. It has 94, whereas ordinary Tusa's bowmen have 91. So it's not a huge buff. On the other hand, as he is, the general of his unit, we need that. The other thing that, it wouldn't hurt, whatever. It doesn't hurt. It's not the ideal use of this weapon. It would have been better to give it to a swordsman or something. But anyway, we don't have swordsmen in the army. Eleuther actually could do with that, but never mind. We'll see. We'll see in the future. The other thing that's important to notice this is that he gets +2 to motivation after winning a battle together with Ajax. Now, at the moment we had to send Ajax back to the mainland, whatever, to the European parts. So that's a little bit annoying, because now he's losing motivation, or rather he's not gaining motivation. So his motivation is down to 3. He's not doing very well with motivation. He's slowly losing motivation, because he loses motivation whenever he is in a province with a very low population, like he is at the moment. So all that is not very good. We need to get Ajax back to help him with his motivation. We need Ajax in these regions as soon as possible. So that is partly the reason why this campaign is not going as well currently as it could have been going, I feel, because of that annoying mission where I had to take Ajax out of the game, essentially, for like 12 or 15 game turns. Okay, I think I'm done with this game turn. I am rebuilding temples to Poseidon. If you remember, we are doing that. We have various temples being built everywhere, so hopefully we'll get a lot of favor with Poseidon in the next game turn. And after that we can start building temples to Ares as well, or altars at this point, not temples yet. Okay, let's go over to the next game turn. Imminent rebellion, let me just, Sporadis. So we have this general here, so Eleuther, so hopefully he can handle that. Skyros is safe, because he has a huge garrison. Let's go. Okay, this spawned on Skyros. Skyros is not a problem, except that they will affect public order. Agamemnon wants gold. He has enough. He has enough. He doesn't need more. So let's just do a friendly exchange of gifts, because we need the gold for one of the royal decrees. Let's do a friendly exchange of gifts. More Trojans are coming this way. The Thessalians want copper. What for? You're not campaigning against anyone. You have more copper than we do. And just sitting there doing nothing with your copper. These are a faction to be confederated by someone as soon as possible. Their leader, Podarces, who was one of the leaders who took part, I think, in the war, the Trojan War. But at the moment, he's not doing very much. And Paris is still alive. He's back. Paris and Hector and Aeneas. Goodness. We have to swear an oath to right this wrong, whatever. Cut level up Athena, cut level up Poseidon, cut level up Ares. Oh, that's great. So already was building some altars to Ares. Then mission issued. We have to defeat the following heroes army in battle: Oxyntes of the Maeonians. Rebellion in the Sporades is a discerned success. And nasty. Faction destroy Elis. Who destroyed Elis? Was there a rebellion? Whatever, that's a shame. Raiding by a nasty, filthy enemy raiding army. How dare you? Oh, it's just these Maeonian rebels. Shame on you, Maeonians, to rebel against our great leader. So raiding in Skyros Parades. Another rebellion in Corsaira. Another rebellion in Caria. Where is that? Down here. I thought that was going to happen anyway. That's why I brought Tusa here. So what does... So the rebellion only can happen in Alinda or Alabanda. Either here or there. Where? We don't know. We have to wait and see. Within time, Ajax or Tusa just sits there doing nothing. So we've got these god houses on both. So they're safe. Which Alabanda is more important because it has copper. So I'm inclined to move Tusa to Alabanda in that case. And build up Alabanda. And let's bring our priestess there in case she can help with rebellion. And the spies somewhere or other, I'm not sure where. By the way, the Amazons are down to 2 settlements, if I'm not mistaken, so that's pretty good. But they still have a big settlement where you can hire units, and Hippolyta is going to turn up there very soon. But I will need either Eleuther or Ajax to attack their settlement. Okay, let's attack, or rather, let's have a look at the Divine Will thing. So Ares has gone up, Poseidon is up to 200. Let's see what other temples we can build to appease the gods. Let's just have another look. So here's at 200, very easily can go to celebrated. Zeus, 170. Ares, Athena, 100. Poseidon, 200. Aphrodite, 163. Hephaestus is going to be a problem. Where there's a lot of things we can build to Hephaestus to appease him, but you know, we don't get, I don't think we get those divine agents that can give us the purple Hephaestian armor. I don't think in the historical mode we can get the purple Hephaestian armor, so it's not actually all that important at this point. Morale of shooting use missile resistance is not all that important. Once we have at least one settlement that can have the highest level Hephaestian armor, so let's concentrate on the other one. So who needs a prayer? Poseidon is fairly important. Battle speed of melee mounted and charging units. Athena, recruit rank. Are we going to recruit units? Possibly with Eleuther, but not yet, maybe. Let's go for Poseidon. Prayer to Poseidon. Okay, let's get our great leader. Has he got Hephaestian armor on all his units? Let's get our great leader over here and then exchange him with Eleuther, and then Eleuther can go and get some better units. Or upgrade the ones he's got. What's the quickest way to get him there? There was an enemy army seen in this part, so I'd rather play it safe. They sailed off to Skyros, that's very annoying. Okay, that could mean I must get Ajax to Skyros. It's really very annoying. Let's see, is any of you, so what are you doing, Dionysius? Why don't you also go over and help us out here? Animoisa, why don't you bother the Amazons a little bit? You could probably get the settlement without our help. And let's get him and let's get him punished for his insolence. He is raiding our glorious kingdom. How dare he? Okay, this isn't much of a battle, but I'll do it for laughs. What does Athena give us? Morale of spear units. A minus 20% fatigue cavalry units while defending. We're not defending. Okay, whatever. Then for Mary's, we get plus 20% morale of sword and axe units. We don't have that many. Minus 10% morale of all enemy units. That's pretty good. And plus 30% to generate rage in battle. We don't know about that. Okay. From Zeus, we get missile damage of javelin units, but this really means javelin units, not units that also happen to have javelins but are primarily melee. So this bonus doesn't apply to them. And then Hera gives plus 20% missile damage of missile damage of slingers. Now slingers, we have a number of slingers usually, so that's slingers is good. So Hera is better than Zeus in terms of the effect of prayers for battles, but then Zeus is important for his effects on diplomacy. So again, there's nothing terribly fancy we need to do, and so as not to waste your time, I will actually not do anything fancy. But let's just get what is happening. Why are you going over there? Now we're going to have the good selective thinking. Let's hope they don't attack with the charges. These 2 units. Yeah, just get out. So these other 2 flankers can go over on this side. Let's hope again they don't attack our flankers with the chariots. That would be annoying. We have to get the slingers out like this. We have to get the archers out like this. We have to get this lighter javelin men in some sort of formation. The chariots. We can get one. We can get the chariots over on this side. They might try to attack us with their chariots. And then, in which case, do we have any spearmen? We're going to get 1 spearman over to this side in case the chariots attack our light units. And not forget, let's put all this in brace, because they get an extra buff if they're in brace mode. So the spearmen that are specific for our faction get an effect as an extra buff. They negate the enemy charges by being in brace mode, in guard mode. And the javelin man, that's okay, that can stay there. Our commander is a heavy unit, so they can stay back in reserve. Eventually they get into the fight, but for now they can stay on reserve. And maybe get this lighter units in front of the reserves. Okay, then block all these. It's not the world's best formation, but it's okay. Group them, or lock them rather. Group. And lock these ones. Now let's start the battle, so they can move out. These guys. Sit these guys. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on, game. You blocked? No, you're still not blocked. Now you're blocked. Thanks. Now you're not blocked. No, you're not blocked. Can you please get blocked? Right. Let's see what they're going to do. They're not doing much. That's okay. We have all the time in the world. We're not in a hurry. Let's just make them a slight move forward. And see how it goes. So let's get these archers to run. Oh, it's lingers, sorry. Okay, we can go back to normal speed. Oh, we normal speed, then run because it looks like the enemy's about to attack. Okay, routed on the chariots already. That was odd, and as I expected, that other chariot goes that way. Okay. Use this bomb and just concentrate on them.
Your hero is under attack.
No, stay there. Don't just retreat, don't retreat. Guys, don't retreat. Just stay where you are. Don't retreat. Oh, brother. Okay. Oh, of course. That's fine. Routed practically everyone. Oh, why are those chariots still there? I thought I sent them in. Maybe not. Oh, look at that.
One of your units has no more ammunition.
That's it. I think we're out of them now. Serve him right for rebelling. Oh, as usual. Oh, we lost quite a few chariots. Lost some chariots. Wow, that's not so bad. It's okay. This battle was a bit of an overkill, I must say. Wow, the chargers got away. Okay, everybody then. Get this one unit. Okay, and the battle. Hippasus, you should have thought more carefully. Your idea did not pay off. You killed 6 of our men. You paid with your life. Okay, now that's not really so important. We can get morale or add to the treasury. That's more important, yes. That's one way to make money. Kill some rebels. Make a profit.
On our way.
Plus 10% to war size of hero. Plus 3%, plus 3 to morale of hero. Ah, he's still alive. He's in for more. Well, we have to kill him, because he's a nuisance. Okay, just auto-resolve.
Make me proud.
Okay, let's replenish our chariots.
It's slavery for them.
Plus another 10% to war size of hero, plus 3 to influence this region, plus 3 to melee attack of hero. All good. And he can get back. He can even get here, so why don't we do that? So we need him to go and help. Or he could have come this way. No, that was stupid. Okay. Should have been looking at the map. Would have made more sense to come here. Never mind. Okay. Now it's done. Okay, let's see. Pain barrier, damage resistance, terrify. That's pretty good. Terrify them. Why do I keep being sent down there? So there's not much we can do with him. These agents can do, maybe try and do something useful. Let's see first with a spy. Can you kill the envoy, in which case it can sit here and improve public order. There were 2 agents here that are currently unemployed, so C is sitting there to improve public order. They'll be probably recruiting units, so let's send our agents here to try and kill any generals recruiting units. No one visible. They must have, the Amazon must have someone who's trying to recruit units. Okay, we can wait. So we're done the Divine. Yeah, I can probably do this next while I'm having good gold income through trade mainly. So what are we doing now with building this? But I feel that this is kind of slightly more important, so let's spend money on that. That's fine. We can continue with the other one later. Because we're not recruiting anybody at the moment. Heroes and so on. Okay, and then we'll just have to build a few things. We'll build altars to... what is that? What is that again? We'll have... sorry, I keep forgetting. Ares. Potentially. Hera could very easily go one level up. That would be good. Poseidon. Ares. All of them are kind of useful for the moment. Let's see, Hera and Poseidon are more useful potentially. Okay, let's build this one up a little bit. Let's build. Let's see. Where do we have temples? This is Athena. This is Hera. Take that a level up. It looks like we cannot build on it. Poseidon will have to wait. Unless we don't build that thing. Do we have a chance to build up Poseidon? Can we build? Ares. Bring that to level 2. Ephesus, potentially Poseidon. It's another round of Poseidon here. Okay, we can probably, after I've done the battles, we may have a little bit more wood, potentially, to finish that building. The copper bronze smith building on Crete, but I think that's good enough for now. I'll do that offline. You don't have to watch that. Now, is there anything? So Garrison Hero not moved, so Eleuther hasn't moved. However, we have enemy armies all around us. Now we could attack one of them. We cannot attack them. We cannot attack them. But if... could attack them. Yeah, well, I'm going to create some weird situation where you have some army coming here and some other army going there, and you know, if I'm committed to Skyros, then Peparthus will be open again. So let's not just open ourselves up to more trouble. Let's just do that. Yeah, that's about all we can do at the moment. Game turn 127, there are just the barters left. And after I've done the battles, I'll probably have enough wood to build that settlement down here, to build that bronzesmith or whatever, which is what I'm going to do next. And so don't hold your breath for that. I'm going to pause the episode here and do all that offline. So once again, thank you for staying around. Thank you for watching.